I think has had a very good year, and he seems to improve game by game.
You know, one thing Coach Gadel brought up to us a week or so ago, mentioning the improved play in the secondary, especially the tackling skills of some of those defensive backs. I mentioned to him, you know, some of these guys are not real big.
No.
But he mentioned, yeah, they're not, but many of those guys are wrestlers.
Oh.
And because of that, they're strong, they're quick, they're athletic. And some of the guys like John Rigel who don't wrestle, they do play basketball, so they do have experience in other sports. And so that being a multi-sport athlete really does help on the football field.
Well, it certainly helps, and one of the things is, you know, these guys don't do anywhere near as much contact or tackling and physical drills during the week, so you've got to find a way to try to improve those skills without that type of practice. A lot of that has been mandated by the WIAA, and I know coaches also back off on it. You don't want to get your better players or any of your players hurt during the week. So, again, I think that's a real credit to the coaching staff that they have managed to have these guys show up as much better tacklers and players. You know, a thing that I think I've touched on a couple times in past games that's also part of the defensive aspect of the game is the punting of Ryan Krieger. Now, I don't have his official stats in front of me, but boy, he has gotten off some great punts, and he has really helped change the field position around this year as well. So he's not only doing a good job from behind center and taking the short snaps and passing, but kicking the ball as well, doing a very nice job.
37.1.
Which is an excellent stat for a high school kid. Now, again, that's a little deceptive. There are times where you are kicking the ball and maybe you're around your own 40 or so and you're kicking the ball, but he's managed to pin teams deep. He's kicked the ball out of bounds, and Marshfield has covered well as well.
Keep in mind also, Ryan's the starting quarterback, so you understand
Absolutely.
He's not spending a lot of practice time on kicking the ball. He's out there quarterbacking during the practice, and they can't afford to have him over there working on his punting by himself.
Absolutely, and it also helps that the other team knows that, hey, that's the starting quarterback back there, so he might throw it at any time as well, so you've got to prepare for that.
You're listening to Marshfield Tiger Football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and WDLB-WOSQ.com. Tom Uthmeyer, our producer, with Delia Kitis. I'm Gene Delisio. Tigers get the football to begin play tonight. And Neil Ott and Brent Bowman back in deep safety for Marshfield. Da Vinci Yang kicking off for North from left to right. Kick is away to the near side, and Ott on the 10, up the near sideline to the 20-yard line, to the 30, spun down at the 31-yard line. Tigers with ball in play at their own 31, maybe the 32-yard line.
Good job by that Oshkosh player, and I think I saw him working out as a fullback or blocking back. That's get his name here.
Who I think was
Ian Leifgren.
Oh, Leifgren. Yeah,
who
Leifgren.
made that nice tackle, and if he hadn't, we'd be lining up to do a kick right now because Marshfield had a beautiful wall set up. He made the tackle, the only guy that could have.
Well, the Tiger offense on the field, led out by junior quarterback Ryan Krieger. He's passed for 835 yards, 9 touchdowns.
Boy.
In the pistol on 1st and 10 from the 32. Gadel goes in motion, gets a pitch, heads for the far sideline, turns the corner at the 35-yard line, up the far sideline, the 45 to the 50 in West Territory, spun down inside the 40-yard line, out of bounds at the Oshkosh North 35.
Now, my old boy was for, I'm looking at the defensive coverage also that Oshkosh has set up in the secondary, and they've got single coverage out there on our widest receiver. I believe that was Meverton with no deep safety, and that's not going to last long before the Tigers test that. 33
yards for Gadel on first down. Tiger football on the Oshkosh North 35. Play just underway. Double wing formation. Bowman goes in motion. And Krieger pitches to Bowman on the far side of the 30. 25-yard line up the far sideline. The 10, the 5, and in the end zone for the touchdown. Tigers make it very, very easy. They go 68 yards in 2 plays, and Marshfield takes the lead at 6-0.
Just a simple fake the dive, fake the belly dive play out of the short snap situation, and pitch it out there with nobody out there on defense.
Brant Bowman's 4th rushing touchdown of the year, and the Tigers lead 6-0, 26 seconds into this contest. Mason Coffrin to attempt to kick the PAT. Ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So a very good start by the Marshfield Tigers tonight. With 11:34 remaining in the opening quarter, our score is Marshfield 7 and North nothing. We'll come back to Oshkosh and more football in just a moment.
Your time is important, so let Marshfield Book and Stationery help you plan your time for 2018. They just received their final shipment of 2018 appointment books, daily, weekly, and monthly calendars in several sizes. There's also a nice selection of desk pad calendars, monthly wall calendars, both bases and refills. Their selection will never be better. So stop in today and be prepared for 2018. Marshfield Book and Stationery is open for your convenience from Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. at M111 West McMillan Street.
Tigers make it look easy on their first possession, 68 yards in 2 plays. They lead 7-0. And now Marshfield kicking off.
Well, crucial, Gene, when you're playing a team like this, you don't want to give them a lot of hope. You don't want to keep them in the game very long. So if you can stomp on a team like this, this could be a run-score game.
Atapon foul back in deep safety for North as Mason Coffrin kicks off for the Tigers.
Run clock game, rather.
Mason set. Here's a line drive down the middle. And bouncing to Thau, he drops the ball, drops it again, picks it back up at the 12-yard line, gets spun down at the 13. Caden Pierce down there very quickly, along with Bentley Schwanebeck-Osterman. And North football on their own 13-yard line. North has played 2 gentlemen at quarterback this year. And we'll see which one comes out. One is a sophomore, Stephen Kempfer. The other is a junior, Seth Harms. Looks like it's going to be the younger man, Kempfer, who's passed for 163 yards, 1 touchdown, and 5 interceptions this year. He has Alex Garland as a running back next to him. Runs the ball himself on first down and takes it up the middle to about the 19-yard line. Runs for 6 on first down.
It's the quarterback isolation play. They take the running back that was back there and a fullback blocking back who was behind the guard and tackle area, and they lead him up the hole. That was a run all the way.
2nd and 4 for North at their own 19-yard line. Trevor Van Dyke wide out on the far side. And Kempfer rolling to the near sideline, being pursued. Takes off, gets tripped up at the 20-yard line, then runs into Ott at the 19. It's dropped right there. Neil Ott comes up, makes the play on the quarterback Kempfer for no gain.
Good pursuit to the defensive left that time by the Tigers. The ball now will be placed on the near hash mark to us. Oshkosh bench is down below us. Marshfield on the far sidelines. All spectators are on the large bleachers on this side at Titan Field.
Brendan Cumry near side, Van Dyke wide far side on 3rd and 4.
Here comes a blitz.
Blocking back in motion, Kempfer rolling to the far sideline, stops, throws the ball on the far sideline. The ball is overthrown, incomplete. Van Dyke at the 40-yard line, well covered by several Tigers on that play. One man who was out there, I believe, was John Reigel. Also, yes, John Reigel was out there. Nolan Hurdle there as well to play pass defense, and the pass falls incomplete. Kempfer, by the way, completing 26% of his passes coming into this ball game, so they're not a real strong throwing ball club. 4th and 4 for North at their own 19-yard line. And we anticipate that Bristol Bolter will kick the ball away for North. Grant Bowman back in deep safety. Kick is away. It's a line drive up the far sideline. Bouncing to Bowman on the 50. Far sideline 45. Runs into a man there. Pulled down on the 44-yard line of Oshkosh North. So again, good field position for Marshfield. 1st and 10 Tigers at the North 44-yard line. We've played 2 minutes, and Marshfield already leads this contest 7-0 at Titan Stadium.
Goodness, the snap that time, back on the punt, it actually had hang time. Wow. I don't know how he even managed to get that off. The Tigers were in a return all the way, so they didn't put much pressure on him, but goodness.
Ryan Krieger leads out the Tigers, double slot. Isaiah Byro, the fullback, standing next to Ryan on 1st and 10 from the 44. Bowman comes in motion, gets the handoff, looking for a hole at the 40, and cuts back inside of the 35 and powers his way down to near the 30-yard line. Still on his feet to the 29. He had 4 or 5 guys surrounding him, but dragged them for 15 yards. Big, strong run for Brant Bowman.
4 or 5 guys that were surrounding him, but they were just kind of standing up trying to arm tackle him. A couple of the guys just gave up because they thought Bowman was going to give up. Well, that's not going to happen with Brent. You're going to have to tackle all night.
First and 10 Tigers at the north 29-yard line. Double wing once again. Bowman comes in motion. Krieger fakes the pitch to Bowman, hands the Giedel on the counter, cuts back to the 25-yard line and taken down to the 21. And close to a first down, about 2 yards shy.
Nice block by pulling the left tackle, Gabe Racher, who went all the way across on that inside counter type play. He's done that a number of times this year for the Tigers and made some nice blocks out there on the outside responsibility man.
2nd and 2 for the Tigers at the north 21-yard line. Double slot once again. Byrell standing next to Krieger, who's in that pistol. Ryan wants to pass the ball. Far sideline. A man open. That's Bowman at the 15-yard line. Dances down to the far sideline of the 14 and stop right there. Picks up 7 and gives Marshfield another first down. Grant Bowman on the catch. That'll be his 24th catch of the year. 1st and 10 Tigers at the north 14-yard line. 8:55 remaining in the first quarter. Tigers already lead 7-0 and looking for more on their second position of this ball game. Double wing set once again. Bowman comes through in motion and the flag is down before the snap.
Tigers are clapping their hands at the line of scrimmage, so somebody apparently lined up offsides for North.
Call against Oshkosh North. Creates a 1st and 5 for Marshfield at the north 9-yard line. North outscored their last 2 ball games 121-0. Double wing on 1st and 5. Bowman through in motion. And here's Byrell off tackle, gets outside to the 10, to the 5, powers his way down to the 3-yard line. Running over a couple of Oshkosh North defensive players. Byrell runs for 6, gives Marshfield the first down.
Well, give credit to these Oshkosh kids. They're out there, they're trying, and they're trying their hardest, but this isn't pretty.
1st and goal for Marshfield at the north 3-yard line. Tigers looking for their 2nd score of the night. Krieger in the pistol. Bowman comes through in motion. And Krieger rolling to the far sideline. That sideline wide open. Ryan takes it himself, cuts back inside, and scores for Marshfield. Krieger on the 3-yard touchdown run. That is his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. 5-play, 44-yard scoring drive for Marshfield. And the Tigers lead early, 13-0.
So what Marshfield needs to do, as I mentioned before the last kickoff, need to put some points up early. And this is a team that has not tasted much success, and mentally it's going to be on them tonight.
And Mason Coffin on the PAT try once again. Colin Favorite, the holder. Ball is down, kick is on the way. Long enough, and the kick is good. So the Tigers score on their first 2 possessions tonight. 8:15 remaining in the first quarter, and our score, Marshfield 14, Oshkosh North 0. Good time to remind you of our Gross Motors Car of the Game. It's a new 2017 Buick Envision Essence front-wheel drive. Now, this 6-speed automatic 4-cylinder front-wheel drive Envision gets 29 miles per gallon on the highway, 22 miles per gallon in the city, equipped with a premium audio system and heated leather front driver and passenger seats. You can save more than $5,000 on this new Buick Envision right now. See it at grossauto.com or on the lot tomorrow at Gross Buick, North Central Avenue in Marshfield. That front-wheel drive came in handy today as Dale and I stopped to do some fishing at the flowage on the way over.
I tested it out last week, too, and got a chance to take it way up north, as they say, looking for some of my favorite crappie spots.
Yes, and walking those back roads along those lakes, it's a big help.
Great vehicle.
Yep. So see it tomorrow at Gross Motors in Marshfield. Marshfield Tigers kicking off once again. Atapone Thau back in deep safety for Oshkosh North at the 10-yard line. And the kick by Coffin. A long kick, and Thau at the 12, near sideline 15 to the 20, and gang tackled at the 21-yard line. Nolan Hurdle down there to make that stop. John Reigel is there, principal tackler on that play, Caden Pierce. And North football on their own 21-yard line.
You know, you mentioned this. Oh, they're going to change quarterbacks. No, they got Kempfer back in there
back
again.
out there.
It's kind of watching him so far, and he hasn't been very successful. Only 26% throwing the ball, but you know, you got to have some protection and also some people that can catch the football to help with those percentages.
Garland standing next to him as the fullback. Wideouts on either side on 1st and 10 from the 21. Kempfer takes the snap and gives to Garland. And he gets out to about the 23, then does take a big hit. I think it's John Howland was there. John's Rude there as well. Garland has actually rushed the ball very little this year, has actually served also as the number 3 quarterback in this offense. But he runs for about a yard on that play. 2nd and 9 now for Oshkosh North at their own 22. Kempfer back on the pistol. Leifgren goes in motion. And it's Garland again into the hole to about the 25 and decked right there. 2 Tigers on that stop. One of those is Noah Preston at the 25-yard line, gain of 3 more. 3rd and 6 for Oshkosh North at their own 25-yard line. By the way, good to tell our listeners this, Dale, Oshkosh North tonight has 39 players in uniform and 27 cheerleaders in uniform.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? They do have a good squad, dance squad and cheerleading squad.
3rd and 6, Kempfer back to pass, throws far sideline. The ball caught for a short gain. Nice tackle on that play by Nolan Hurdle. The ball caught out of the backfield by Chandler Spanbauer, but dropped by Hurdle at the 28-yard line after a gain of 3. Nolan Hurdle on the very quick stop for Marshfield. So again, 3 and out for Oshkosh North. It's going to be 4th and 2 for the Spartans at their own 28-yard line. Looks like they'll have to punt the ball away once again.
See what happens with this punt snap. Last time it was way up in the air.
Bristol Bolter back in deep safety. Better snap this time.
A little better.
Kick to the near side. And Bowman on the 43-yard line, near side of the 5th. Downs at the Oshkosh North 46-yard line. Marshfield offense back on the field. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Oshkosh North 46. We have 6:25 remaining in the first quarter, and Marshfield leads early 14-0. Stay with us for our scoring play recap at halftime this evening, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. Tiger football on the Oshkosh North 46-yard line. Ryan Krieger looking around with the other Tiger players as they wait for the ball to be placed. Now we're all set, I believe. One of the linesmen was downfield. Now we get set to resume play. 1st and 10 Tigers. Gadel goes in motion. Pitch play to Andy on the far side. Gets outside the blocking at the 45 to the 40 and thrown into bounds around the 38-yard line. Oshkosh North strung that play out pretty well, but they still gain 7. 2nd and 3 Tigers at the North 39-yard line.
Marshfield running a lot of their plays towards their bench, towards the right side of the offensive formation so far. That's where they're finding their success.
Coffran and Swanson wideouts. Now Gadel and Bowman in the backfield next to Krieger. And here's Bowman, gets hit in the backfield and falls forward for a gain of 1. Good job by one of the North defensive linemen. He pushed Ethan Arndt back in the backfield, and Bowman got caught up in some traffic and couldn't really gain much yardage. Stopped for no gain on the play.
Defensive safeties are playing about 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. It's only a matter of time. Watch the receiver on the far outside, either side here on this.
3rd and 2 Tigers at the North 38. Krieger throws near sideline. The ball knocked away, incomplete. Swanson out here on the sideline of the 35. Looked like he may have been open briefly, but then Jose Rodriguez jumped the route, knocked the ball down, incomplete pass. Well done by Rodriguez.
Yep, nice play on that little short out. They have no help behind them anywhere in sight if the Tigers decide to run some deeper patterns.
Tigers may go for it here. 4th and about 2.5 for Marshfield at the Oshkosh North 39-yard line. Marshfield will go for it. Krieger back in the pistol. Gadel goes in motion. Gets the handoff on the counter. He'll have the first down as he dives inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Andy gains 6 on the play. 1st and 10 Tigers at the North 33-yard line.
Good interior blocking that time. Tigers have added a little bit more to their interior running game as the season's gone on, as well as teams have ganged up to try to stop their wide plays.
Tigers line up once again from the north 33. Krieger wants to throw the ball here. Good protection, throws near sideline. Gate will open at the 25. Near sideline, pulled down around the 15. Andy gets outside, and he'll be marked down right on the 15-yard line. Pickup of 18 on that pass play to Andy Gadel. And a Tiger first down inside the Rail red zone. Remember to visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red from Rail Transport of Marshfield. First and 10 Tigers at the Oshkosh North 19-yard line. Krieger back in the pistol. Gadel goes through in motion. Counter play to Bowman, gets hit at the line of scrimmage, spins away, and dives down to about the 14. Boy, he should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage, but he ran right through an Oshkosh North defender and carried for about 8 yards on the play. Now they're marking back at the 10 here. Second down now for Marshfield, 2nd and 4 for the Tigers at the Oshkosh North 10-yard line. 3 receivers on the far side. Krieger fades to pass the football. Lots of time all day. Now starts to get some pressure. Spins away from 2 tacklers. Runs to the far sideline. Gets a nice block up the sideline to the 5-yard line and out of bounds around the 2.
Well, pretty athletic play by Krieger there. He was in all kinds of trouble, and he was in a revolving door and spinning around. Kind of looking. I thought I saw a flag go down on this side of the field. Yep, there he's picking it up right now. I don't know what that would have been. It's a sideline warning. Just a sideline warning against the Oshkosh team. You've got to stay that, whatever that is, 3 or 4 yards back from the field.
Well, Krieger on that scramble gained 7. Good block, by the way, by A.J. Leonard to free that play on the far sideline. Now a first and goal Tigers at the Oshkosh North 3-yard line. Byron in the backfield behind Krieger. Isaiah off tackle, gets outside, has room, and gets in the end zone for the touchdown. First rushing touchdown this year for Isaiah Byron. It's a 3-yard run, an 8-play, 46-yard scoring drive, and Marshfield leads 20-0. Byron from 3 yards away scores again for Marshfield.
Nice block also by Bowman on the play.
And once again, Mason Coffrin attempts a PAT kick. Ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Tigers convert once again. We now have 4:10 remaining in the first quarter, and our score, Marshfield 21, Oshkosh North nothing. Back to Oshkosh and more football in just a moment.
Imagine going through a week without any electricity. It wouldn't be easy, would it? Every hour, every day, we rely on electricity to power our homes, our businesses, and our schools. Marshfield Utilities, our community-owned, not-for-profit public power utility, delivers reliable, reasonably priced, safe service every hour of every day. It's good for consumers, business, our community, and the nation. Let's celebrate our public power utility.
Marshfield Tigers kicking off once again. They've scored 3 touchdowns in the first 8 minutes of this ball game. And again, a Tupon foul is back in deep safety for Oshkosh North. Mason Coffrin kicking off for the Tigers. Tigers begin this ball game with 3 scoring drives tonight. Coffrin ready. And the kick away, end over end to the far side, and Thau on the 15, up the sideline 20, breaks a couple of tackles to the 25, and then buried at the 25-yard line. Principal tackler is Alex Steins, and Oshkosh North ball on their own 25-yard line.
Ben Gust also in on the tackle along with Steins. Steins with the bigger hit. Looking at the Oshkosh North roster here, I see 19 of their, they actually list 45 guys in the program. I think about 40 probably in uniform. 19 of those are sophomores, and quite a few of them are out there playing.
Kempfer at quarterback on 1st and 10 from the 26. Gets the snap, goes straight ahead himself for about 1 yard. Pushed back after a short gain by John Howlett. Ott. Alex Stein's there, so Kempfer runs himself for 1 yard. Kempfer this year has rushed for 65 yards coming into this ball game, but he's been the main ball carrier so far tonight. 2nd and 9 for North at their own 26-yard line. 2 receivers on the far side. Kempfer to throw. Far sideline. The ball caught. And the runner out to the 30 and stopped right there. That's the kick returner, Atapon Thau on the catch. His 5th of the year. Picks up about 4 yards on the play to the 30-yard line.
Nice spin move. Probably should have been tackled for a no gain. Tiger tackler out there whiffing on the tackle.
Now a 3rd and 5 coming up for North just across their own 30-yard line.
No first downs yet.
2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Kempfer looks to throw to the near sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Reigel up the near sideline, 30 to the 20-yard line, the 15, the 10, pulled out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Flag is down, I believe, on the return.
That'll be on the return, yes. I saw a block in the back, I believe.
John Reigel on the pass interception. That is his 1st of the year. Only the 3rd Tiger pass interception, I believe, this year.
Well, Kempfer pushed a pass out to the right, threw it out, and he was intending it for a receiver along the sidelines who wasn't looking. That always helps, helping a quarterback. So it went right into the hands of a Tiger player.
So John Reigel with the pass interception. He's made some big plays in that secondary this year. Yardage marked off from the spot of the foul, which is the 18-yard line. But Marshfield will have the football at the Oshkosh North 28-yard line. 2:51 remaining in the first quarter. Marshfield already leads 21-0. Tigers looking for more. Ryan Krieger back out there again with the Tiger offense. And here's a new man in the backfield. That's Bouchak getting outside, I believe, across the 25 to the 20-yard line. Tigers changing personnel already. That's Eric Kubosh with the run. Eric Kubosh on the carry. And I believe Will Voss is now a quarterback. Kubosh gains 8 to the 20-yard line. 2nd and 2 Tigers at the Oshkosh North 20. Will Voss now a quarterback for Marshfield. And here's a handoff. And the ball carrier taken down around the 17-yard line. Another new man in there. That's Jace Langmeyer. Langmeyer to the 16, picks up 4 more. And a first down for the Tigers at the north 16-yard line. 2:10 remaining, first quarter. Marshfield already on top, 21-0. Voss at quarterback. Dylan Brademan comes out to the near sideline. And Voss back to pass, throws to the far sideline, and the ball's knocked away from Mitch Wilhelm, incomplete. Almost intercepted as Chandler Spanbauer cut in front of Mitch and had some open field on that far sideline, but couldn't corral it.
Yeah, Voss went back to throw, planted at about 7 yards deep, and took a look out there to the right side all the way at his receiver. And receiver's got to help him a little, though. He's got to come back on a pass like that. So we've got some younger kids out there trying to play tonight as well. That's good.
Spaeth in motion, gets a pitch to the near sideline. He's at the 20-yard line, pulled down around the 15. Tyler Spaeth on the run, only gains about 1 on that play. Sets up 3rd and 9 for the Tigers at the Oshkosh North 15-yard line. Tiger football tonight on WDLB, a service of the Baltus Oil Company in Marshfield, Victory Apparel of Marshfield, and Rail Transport of Marshfield. Tigers face with 3rd and 9 at the Oshkosh North 15-yard line. Will Voss at quarterback, Kubosh in motion, Will back to pass, has some time, now gets hit, and throws to the far sideline, incomplete. Some pressure on the outside by an Oshkosh North linebacker. That was Ray Brewer, came in and hit Will as he threw. The ball went past everybody on that far sideline, incomplete.
Good hustle that time by the defensive end and outside linebacker from Oshkosh North. Voss didn't see him coming. That's the blind side, the left side of the quarterback. Never saw him coming.
Now Mason Cofford in the ball game for a field goal try from the 23-yard line. This will be a 33-yard field goal attempt by Cofford. He's kicked 2 this year already. Colin Favorite, the holder. Ball's on the near hash mark. 33-yard field goal try. Ball is down. Kick is away. Kick is long enough, and the kick is good. 33-yard field goal by Mason Coffrin adds to Marshfield's lead. So we have 1:05 remaining in the first quarter. Our score now is Marshfield 24 and Oshkosh North nothing. We'll come back for more football in just a moment.
Whether you're looking for top-quality flooring, window treatments, expert installation, or professional design advice, you'll find it all and more at Rice's Capital Carpet. Over 300 years of combined sales and installation experience, we are dedicated to providing our clients with the absolute best in product and service. We cordially invite you to stop in, take a look around, ask questions, and then let our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff help you make an informed decision. Rice's Capital Carpet, Highway 13 North in Marshfield, or call today, 715-384-4554.
Marshfield Tigers kicking off once again. Legendary basketball coach Brad Fisher stopping by to thrill the crowd here. You can see the fans standing in unison to cheer Coach Fisher as he walks by. What a great job he's done here at UW Oshkosh with this women's basketball program.
Absolutely.
Coffrin kicking off, Atapon foul back deep once again for the Oshkosh North Ball Club. Kick is away, end over end to the far side, and Thau at the 12 to the 20-yard line and falls down on the 23. North football shy of their own 25-yard line, 60 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Marshfield on top 24-0. We'll have a review of this ball game and other Central Wisconsin sports news on our On Sports program tomorrow at 10 a.m. right here on AM 1450 WDLB.
Other than the really warm game that Tigers played against Rapids last week, Gene, boy, we've had some beautiful football weather. Very nice day here in Oshkosh.
Temperatures around 60 degrees. Kempfer in the pistol formation on first down. Hands to Garland. He's hit from behind and spun down. That was Stanek. Justin Stanek grabbed the ball carrier from behind and flung him down for a yard loss. A loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11 for North at their own 24.
Good push by the defensive line by the Tigers. They pushed basically the front 5 of the Oshkosh team into the backfield.
2 receivers on the near side. Kempfer rolling towards the near side and dumps it off to Van Dyke. He gets hit as he receives the ball by John and lost possession, incomplete. A strong rush by Bentley Schwannebeck Osterman, and then a big hit on the receiver, and the ball falls incomplete.
Clean hit, not a helmet to the back or a helmet to the head. A good hit. It was from behind, but wrapping up with both arms.
Nice play by John Druid on that play.
Not the kind of tackle we saw in the Packer game last night, that's for sure.
Now it's 3rd and 11 for North at their own 24-yard line. Kempfer again wants to pass. Being rushed, dumps it off far side and dropped. Garland dropped the ball on the 20-yard line. In fairness to Garland, John Hallett was out there and swiped at the ball and missed it. But I think Howlett got in Garland's view, and Garland did not see the ball coming his way. So 3 and out for Oshkosh North, 4th and 11 for the Spartans at their own 24-yard line.
Not trying to make excuses here, but he was also looking right back into the sun.
That's true, too. Yeah, you're right on that. Bristol Bolt, here's a very high snap. Bolter pulls it in, almost blocked. And Bowman receiving at his own 44. Coming near sideline to the 50. Up the sideline, 40-yard line, 35-30. One man to beat. He beats him, goes down the sideline for the touchdown. 56 yards for Brant Bowman on the punt return, and Marshfield leads 30-0.
Well, I've got my block of the game. Justin Kuzi was the man that took care of some inside pursuit and decleated an Oshkosh player. Once again, a very clean hit, but a very authoritative hit. And so far, that's my block of the game. Big time hit, Decleater.
And Mason Coffrin getting a big workout tonight. On to attempt his 4th PAT kick of the first quarter, plus a field goal.
Tigers are missing a man out there right now. Sometimes this happens when you have reserves in on offense when they score, and if the kick team over there isn't paying attention, you're short a guy.
Coffrin attempting the PAT. Ball is down. Kick is on the way. And the kick is good once again. So a big first quarter for the Marshfield Tigers. Now just 3 seconds remaining before halftime. And our score is Marshfield 31 and Oshkosh North nothing. Lots of high school football taking place around central Wisconsin this evening. In the VFA tonight, Wisconsin Rapids at Wausau West. That ball game begins at 7 p.m. Our broadcast gets underway at 6:45 this evening on AM 1320 WFHR and on WFHR.com. DC Everest at Stevens Point tonight. Hortonville plays at Neenah. Appleton East at Kokona. And Appleton North plays at Kimberly. That's always a great rivalry between those two football powerhouses.
This conference, no doubt about it.
And Mason Coffrin set to kick the ball away once again. 8 upon foul, back in deep safety for Oshkosh North. Highly successful first quarter for the Marshfield Tigers.
Kind of a slow arriving crowd here for Marshfield fans tonight, as you would imagine, with a 5 o'clock start, but still a couple hundred people down here following the Tigers all the way to Oshkosh. Nice to see.
The kick by Coffrin. A high kick, and foul runs up at the 18, then drops the ball, picks it back up, spins away from a couple of tacklers, then gets it hard into the 20-yard line and dropped right there. And again, Ben Gust on that tackle. And that play ends the first quarter of football here at Titan Stadium in Oshkosh. Our score after one period, the Marshfield Tigers 31, Oshkosh North nothing. Back with the second quarter in just a moment.
Culver's chicken tenders are a family favorite. Brittany, I know you're particular about what her boys eat.
Of all the things I love at Culver's, chicken tenders rank high on my list. It's not pressed, it doesn't have fillers in it, it's a whole piece of chicken.
You know, chicken tenders are the true tenderloin of the breast.
When you bite into it, it's like you're biting into an actual chicken breast that you just made at home.
If it's not good enough for my family, it's not good enough.
That's a good rule to live by.
Culver's on Central and Upham in Marshfield.
Welcome to Delicious.
Let's play Complete the Name Game. When I say River Edge, you say... That's right, golf.
But River Edge Golf Course isn't just your fun spot for golf. You should also think of them the next time you need a place to eat. The River Edge Friday Night Buffet is simply fabulous. Check out the weekly menu at riveredgegolfcourse.com. They'd also like to host your wedding or next special event. Call Banquet Manager Jill Holm for available dates. River Edge Golf Course and Banquet, 715-676-3900.
Oshkosh North football on their own 20-yard line as we start the second quarter. Kemford quarterback. He'll hand the ball off to Garland, straight ahead for about 1 yard. Into that pile, not much there. John Hallett runs up, makes the tackle after a short gain. 2nd and 9 for Oshkosh North at their own 21-yard line.
Still no first down for Oshkosh in this ball game.
They're really struggling. Seth Harms coming into the ball game. He's the other quarterback. He and Kempfer have split time this year. And Harms now is at quarterback. Garland behind him. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Harms takes the snap, hands off to Garland on a sweep, gets hit by Howlett and pulled down back at the 17. John Howlett reaching out with one hand to knock Garland down for a loss of a yard or 2.
Good inside pursuit by Howlett, who came from the inside and slid between a couple blockers and chased down the play. Good hustle, good effort.
Loss of 4. It's 3rd and 13 for Oshkosh North at their own 17-yard line. Harms this year is 10 of 25 for 152 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 interceptions. He's a quarterback now on 3rd and 13. Harms takes the snap, looks to pass the ball to the near sideline, up the sideline, and the ball's knocked away, incomplete. That was Atapon Thau on the near sideline, and he's down, not getting up, went down hard. Several Tiger defenders are there, including Rigel and Hurdle and Ott, and Thau now pulling himself up.
Well, that ball hung up and gets to catch up on that play because Thau did have a couple steps in the open, but that ball thrown a little short and it hung up, and as he jumped and tried to make a catch, then there was a collision as well. Give Thau credit in that mess of white jerseys down there for trying to come up with that football.
It's 4th and 13 for North at their own 17-yard line.
Should add that both of these quarterbacks playing tonight for North are sophomores.
And Bristol Belter kicking again. Looks like Andy Gadel now back in deep safety for Marshfield. Belter kicks it away to the near sideline, not very deep. Gadel on the run at the 40-yard line, up the near sideline, and hit from behind at the 29 and stop right there. But once again, excellent field position for Marshfield. 1st and 10 Tigers at the North 29-yard line early in the second quarter, and Marshfield leads 31-0. We saw some Tiger reserves on the last Marshfield possession. We'll see who comes out this time.
You know,
the starters are back in there, Dan.
That brings up a good point too, Gene. You know, you get reserves in there to play, and then there's going to be people in the crowd that one might say, you know, you're just kind of running up the score. But these reserves deserve a chance to play and run the regular plays as well. So
starters back in there, by the way.
Okay.
Krieger at quarterback. He'll run the option. Pitch it back to Bowman up the far sideline. Gets hit, spins away at the 30, and out of bounds around the 25-yard line. There was an Oshkosh North man over there. That may be Brewster again, who's made some nice plays for North tonight. Forced that play wide, and Bowman only gains about 3 to the 26 on that play.
And you might ask why Marshfield put starters back in here. Marshfield ready to run a play. I'll come back with something on that here, Gene, in just a moment.
2nd and 7 for the Tigers at the North 26-yard line. Krieger back in the pistol, takes the snap, looks to pass, steps up, throws to the far sideline. Meverton open inside the 15 on a sideline pattern down at the 13-yard line for the first down. Pick up a 13 on that play.
Nice route by Meverton. Krieger had enough time to wait for him to turn around and put the ball right on the money. And again, you play starters here at this time because they deserve a chance to play too. They've been practicing all week, and there are all conference awards and statistical things that are on the line for some of these kids as well.
And a first down for Marshfield at the North 14-yard line. Cato comes through in motion. Here's Byra looking for a hole straight ahead. Breaks a tackle at the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Stopped just shy of the 5. Mark him down on the 6. Isaiah Byra, a tough run straight ahead for 7 yards. 2nd and 6-yard line.
Got an Oshkosh North player coming off, and looks like he has an injury to his right shoulder.
He came off the field, then coming off. That was Tyler Gooden, defensive lineman.
Yeah, that arm looks, well, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to try and diagnose. I did that once years ago and got some grief from a Marshfield doctor for it, so I'll just not say anything. Let's just say that right arm right now looks like it's about 6 inches longer than the other one.
He's being helped to the sidelines. Marshfield football on the North 6-yard line. It's 2nd and 3. Wilhelm on the near side, Meverton far side. Bowman and Gadel the wings, and Krieger in the pistol on 2nd and 3. Gadel in motion, high snap, pitch to Gadel on the near side. Turns back inside of the 5-yard line and gets to the goal line for the touchdown. Andy Gadel goes 6 yards on the touchdown run. A 4-play, 29-yard scoring drive, and Marshfield leads 37-0. Tigers have scored on each of their possessions tonight.
I don't think they've had to go much more than 30, 35 yards in any of them, have they?
68 on the first one.
Yeah, the first drive,
and
right.
44, 46, 13, and now 29. Andy Gadel on the touchdown run, his 4th of the year. Mason Coffrin on the PAT try. Ball is down, kick on the way. Kick is up, and it is good. So Coffrin Now 5 of 5 on PAT tries. We have 9:28 remaining in the opening half of football. Our score now, Marshfield 38 and Oshkosh North nothing. Let's remind about that car of the game from Gross Motors of Marshfield. What a beautiful vehicle this one is. The 2017 Buick Envision Essence. Front-wheel drive, 6-speed automatic, 4-cylinder front-wheel drive Envision. Gets 29 miles per gallon on the highway, 22 per gallon in the city. Equipped with a premium audio system and heated leather front driver and passenger seats. You can save more than $5,000 on this new Buick Envision right now. Check it out at grossauto.com or on the lot tomorrow at Gross Buick on North Central Avenue in Marshfield. Tigers to kick off once again.
Little Tom Petty music in the background for you, Gene. I know you're a Tom Petty fan. You were singing one of his songs in the car on the way over here. I couldn't quite make out which one it was, but kind of sounded like a Tom Petty song. Maybe that was a polka. I don't know.
I think probably was. I think it was the Free Fallen polka.
Okay, that boy.
Mason Coffin kicking off once again to Atapon Thau. Deep kick here, and Thau has the ball go over his head into the end zone for a touchback. Oshkosh North football on their own 20-yard line. We have 9:28 remaining in the first half, and Marshfield on top 38-0.
If you joined us a little late or missed Gene's pregame with Coach Denny Gadel, some of the topics involve the improvement of some of these players, especially on the offensive and defensive line, and the consistency that the Tigers have been able to have. I don't want to do one of those announcer jinx sort of things, but Tigers have done a nice job. They've improved. They've played together as a unit, added some blitzes on defense to help with their smaller front.
Harms back in there at quarterback for Oshkosh North. 1st and 10 from the 20. Harms back to pass, rolling to the far sideline, no place to go. Things to the near sideline to Garland, makes the catch at the 20-yard line and comes up to about the 23, then pushed back by Ben Gust and Josh Reigel. Nice play by Harms, about to be sacked. Found Garland on the near sideline, tossed it over. He made the catch and gained 3 yards on the play.
Well, especially considering the center snapped the ball. Harms was lucky to catch it because the rest of his line didn't move. The Tigers even kind of stood there for a second like, what's going on here? I'm sorry. This is a mismatch tonight. I give the Oshkosh kids a lot of credit for being out there and trying hard.
2nd and 7 for North at their own 23. Harms takes the snap. Hands off to Garland off the left side for nothing. Pushed back by Hurdle, Howlett, Schwannebeck, Osterman. All there on that tackle at the 25. He will gain 2. But leaves North with a 3rd and 5 at their own 25-yard line.
I remember in a conversation with Coach Tim Anderson from Auburndale years ago, I talked to him after a ball game, and I said, boy, that other team, they really hustled and they played hard. He says, yeah, the guys at the Alamo tried hard too, but it didn't do them a lot of good, he said.
Got to do more than that. 3rd and 5 from the 25. Harms takes the snap, gives to Garland, looking for a hole, run down from behind by Gust at the 26. The defensive line on the Marshfield side held their ground, and Garland had no place to go, so Gust circled from behind, made the tackle the 26-yard line. Gain of only 1, another 3 and out for Oshkosh North.
Yeah, we're seeing Marshfield putting a lot of different players in on defense now as well. Is that Meverton back to return this punt?
Yes, it looks like it might be. It's 4th down, and I'm not sure that Oshkosh North understands it's 4th down because they lined up to run a play, and the Tigers saw that, and Marshfield takes a timeout. Marshfield timeout, their first of the first half. 7:33 remaining in the second quarter. Our score is Marshfield 38, Oshkosh North nothing. We'll come back to Titan Stadium in just a moment.
Are you tired of pressing buttons only to talk to a machine? Then it's time to switch to a local insurance agency. Someone you know and trust to be there for you and your family. S&S Insurance at 207 West Upham Street in Marshfield has been serving the area since 1985. S&S Insurance Services can tailor any auto, home, life, business, or farm policy to fit your life. Call SNS Insurance for a free quote today at 715-387-3477 or stop by and visit experienced agents at 207 West Upham Street in Marshfield.
Let's see how Oshkosh North plays this. It's 4th and 5 for Oshkosh North. At their own 25-yard line, they're lined up to run a play. From their own 25, Harms in the pistol. Leifgren comes in motion. Long count here. And now Harms turns and calls timeout. Tigers would not bite and jump offside, so Oshkosh North calls a timeout. Their first of the first half. Again, 7:33 remaining in the second quarter. And Marshfield leads 38-0. Football tonight here at Titan Stadium in Oshkosh.
How did we do against Oshkosh North last year? I know a couple years
North
ago.
won 21-0.
Yeah, a couple years in a row. 2 years ago, I believe North was one of the tougher teams over in this area and led this division of the VFA, didn't they? I believe.
Well, they went to the state championship game, as you recall, back in 2013.
Yeah, this
got
is
beat
team
by Kimberly that year in the state final.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is a team that's really fallen fast. New coach this year. I'm not going to certainly blame anything on him. I don't know what the circumstances are here. There's less kids out, playing an awful lot of young kids. Why they don't have more juniors and seniors out here, it's be interesting to talk to some people from North to kind of find out what's happened here.
And of course, a great basketball program over here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got a number of good sports programs over here.
Now North will punt the football. Bolter on to kick. Gets the snap. Kick is away. Short kick to the near sideline. Bouncing near the 50, picked up by Meverden there. He is returning, and Isaac runs to the 46-yard line. Marshfield football on the Oshkosh North 46-yard line. Tiger offense back on the field with 7:20 remaining in the first half, and Marshfield leading 38-0. See which unit comes out for Marshfield now. Looks like it might be the second. Well, Cadel's out there. Kind of a mixture, I believe. And it appears the quarterback is Joey Gadel. Joey Gadel playing quarterback. And he wants to pass on first down. Throws far sideline, incomplete. Looking for Andy Gadel. And that linebacker, Brewster, cut in front, knocked that ball down, incomplete. Joey Gadel now a quarterback. Tigers have several quarterbacks. Joey is a sophomore. You also have, besides, of course, Ryan Krieger, Will Voss, and Sam Hinson on the roster. We could see them all tonight. 2nd and 10 Tigers at the North 46-yard line. Spaeth goes in motion, gets the handoff straight ahead to the 40-yard line and pulled down in the secondary at the North 37. Tyler Spaeth runs for about 9 on that play.
Nice run right up the middle.
Yep.
Good push by the line. Do have a few reserves in there. I see some different numbers.
Some guys out there like Caden Pierce and Duncan Swanson, who see some time with the first unit from time to time. They're out there also.
Brody Anderson out there.
3rd and 1 Tigers at the 37-yard line. And straight ahead, Langmeyer has the first down. Cut down as he crosses the 35-yard line, upended to the 33. But Chase Langmeyer goes for 4. The Tigers have a first down at the Oshkosh North 34-yard line. 6:40 left in the first half. Marshfield leads 38-0. Will Voss at quarterback, Jace Langmeyer, Tyler Spaeth, and Caden Pierce in the backfield. Caden, high snap, he gets a pitch, heading to the far sideline, cuts back at the 30-yard line, up the sideline, the 20, and pulled down inside the 15-yard line. Tough run there by Caden Pierce. Caden Pierce has rushed for 16 yards coming into this ball game. And he may have reached that number with that run. He carries down to the 19, picks up 14 on that play. Tiger first down on the Oshkosh North 19-yard line. Langmeyer, the fullback, next to Joey Gadel. Joey spins to the near sideline, gets away from one defender. Now starts and throws to the near sideline. The ball is knocked away from Pierce at the 5-yard line, incomplete. Etafon Thau cutting in front of Caden Pierce on the 5-yard line to knock that ball down.
Yep, nice play by Thau, who cut in front and knocked it down right inside.
Stay with us following Tiger football for our collision of the game, a service of Arts Body Shop in Marshfield. Involved in a collision, take your vehicle to Arts Body Shop on Roddus Avenue in Marshfield. 2nd and 10 Tigers at the Oshkosh North 19-yard line. Cato sets down the line, takes the snap, inside handoff to Pierce, cuts outside the 15-yard line, tripped up right there. Caden gets about 5 more on that play, upended by Braden Christie on the far side. 5 yards for Caden Pierce on that run. Ball is on the 14-yard line. It's 3rd and 5 for Marshfield. Tigers have scored on every possession thus far tonight. And in scoring range once again, Tigers again have the ball inside the Rail Red Zone. Visit rail.jobs. Experience the power of red at Rail Transport in Marshfield. Hale takes a high snap and runs himself. Now pitches back late to Kubosh. He picks the ball back up and fumbles it again. 15, and North may have the football this time. A late pitch by Gadel. Kubosh couldn't corral it. Drops the ball, and North recovers at their own 12-yard line.
Well, Gadel took the pitch, took the snap, faked a handoff, and then was going up the middle. Got hit after about a yard or so gain and decided at that time that he was going to try to pitch the ball way out here to the near sideline, and the ball rolled around too much, and Oshkosh with the ball.
So Oshkosh North back on the attack. 1st and 10 for the Spartans at their own 12-yard line. Marshfield leads this game 38-0, 5.5 to play in the first half. Harms at quarterback, throws to the near sideline to Van Dyke, over his head, incomplete.
Nice tackle.
Yeah, short pass, and he was hit as he received the ball by Dawson Taylor, but the ball over his head anyway. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for Oshkosh North at their own 12-yard line. Oshkosh North still without a first down tonight. Tiger defense has been very strong in that last offensive series by Marshfield, the first tonight in which they did not score. Or did not score. 2nd and 10 for North at their own 12-yard line. Harm sets himself, takes a low snap, tries to run. It has some room across the 15 to the 22-yard line. He'll be close to the first down with that scramble straight ahead.
Yeah, some nice blocking up that time by North. I've got a feeling in hearing some from the Marshfield coaches right next door in the press box here that somebody didn't go where he was supposed to go on that play either. But give Oshkosh credit.
Gain of 10 and the Spartans' first down of the evening. 5:10 left first half. Tigers lead 38-0. Harms back to the pistol, takes the snap, runs that same play again to the 25 and pulled down from behind by Stanek at the 28-yard line. Harms again runs, this time for 6. As we mentioned, Harms is averaging 0.2 yards per carry coming into this ball game, running a bit better tonight.
He's got 8 per carry right now. 2 carries for 16
Not
yards.
Bad. 2nd and 4 for North at their own 28-yard line. Van Dyke wide on the near side, 2 receivers on the far side. Harms sets down the line. Leafgren comes in motion. And the handoff to Garland, gets outside across the 30, and then runs into Rigel and Gust at the 31, dropped right there.
Big hit. You can hear the pads popping all the way up here.
Gain of about 3 for Garland on that play, leaves North with a 3rd and 1 at their own 31-yard line. Tigers with a lot of reserves in the ball game, although some starting defenders are still out there. Nolan Hurdle still playing. Bentley Schwanebeck Osterman still out there.
UW Oshkosh Baseball Stadium is just beyond the football field. Oshkosh Titans out there with some fall practice.
3rd and 1 for North at their own 31. Harms takes the snap, rolls to the far sideline. Still on his feet, now dumps it off, incomplete. Trying to hit Thau on the far sideline at the 35, threw the ball by him. Incomplete pass. And 4th and 1 for Oshkosh North at their own 31-yard line. See what Coach Wara wants to do here.
When you see some of these WIAC teams with baseball teams out playing or practicing in game-type situations, what you have here quite often is kids who are actually trying out and trying to make find a place for themselves on a roster as the upcoming season. Of course, Titans haven't been as dominant in baseball in years or so.
North will go for it. 4th and 1 for the Spartans at their own 31. Leifgren comes in motion. Harms takes the snap, runs himself, and gets hit at the line of scrimmage and stopped. He may not get there. Nice play by Nick Morderano of Marshfield, who spun off a block and made the hit on the 31-yard line, and Harms is stopped short. So no gain on the play. Tiger offense takes over on downs at the North 31-yard line with 3.5 remaining in the first half, and Marshfield leading 38-0. You're listening to Marshfield Tiger football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and WDLBWOSQ.com. Tom Uthmeyer is our producer. With Delia Kaitis, I'm Gene DeLisio at Titan Stadium at UW Oshkosh. Will Voss back out to play quarterback for Marshfield on this series. Tiger football on the North 31-yard line. Langmeyer, the fullback, next to him. Kubosh goes in motion. Voss now stops and says, come back here.
He's come back here.
And a flag goes down.
Where are you going? Hey, come here.
Illegal procedure against Marshfield.
A couple of other guys moving in the backfield as well. It's kind of like, we'll play Canadian rules football on this play.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Ball back at the 36-yard line. And 1st and 15 for the Tigers.
I'm sorry to laugh at it. It was comical because both of us caught it. He just kind of turned and looked at the guy going in motion. It kind of looked like, hey, where are you going?
Tigers try again, 1st and 15. Here's a pitch play to Kubosh getting outside at the 35, 30-yard line. 25 cuts back to the 20 and spun down inside the 20-yard line. Kubosh out of bounds at the 18. He'll gain 18 on that play. Nice run for Eric Kubosh, a first down for Marshfield at the North 18-yard line. Once again, the Tigers have the football inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs and join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red from Rail Transport of Marshfield.
Timeout Oshkosh.
Oshkosh North taking a timeout. Their second of the first half. We have 3:23 remaining in the second quarter. And the Marshfield Tigers lead Oshkosh North 38-0. We are hoping to have Nathan Delaney stop by at halftime to talk with us about some upcoming Marshfield High School events. The Booster Bash moved to next spring. And so hopefully we can talk about that situation. Also, the Hall of Fame banquet coming up in just a couple of weeks over at River Edge. Some very talented former Marshfield Tiger athletes being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. So didn't see Mr. Delaney. If he's not here, we'll have another special guest here at halftime. And I'm sure Dale will scout somebody out in the stands and grab somebody for a quick interview.
Well, we maybe grab Mr. Fisher if he's still
we do have somebody lined up if Mr. Delaney's not available.
Okay,
so
all right.
We do have a plan B.
Ah.
So that's...
I should have known, Gene. You've always got a plan B, C, D.
Yep.
I should know better.
Tigers back on the field. 1st and 10 Marshfield at the Oshkosh North 18-yard line. Will Voss at quarterback. Kubosh and Spaeth the wings. And Will to pass the ball near sideline and almost intercepted. Trying to find Kubosh on the near sideline, and Thau jumped the route and dropped the ball.
Yeah, threw it right into his hands. I think he was expecting the Marshfield receiver to cut out a little bit more rather than head upfield. A little bit of lack of communication there between quarterback and receiver.
2nd and 10 Tigers at the North 18-yard line. Tigers scored tonight on their first 6 possessions, 5 touchdowns and 1 field goal.
Got an Oshkosh North player being wheeled off on a stretcher.
And here's an inside handoff straight ahead to Spaeth inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. I believe that was the young man who hurt his shoulder earlier.
Yeah.
Gooden, I believe. Spaeth straight ahead on that handoff to about the 13. He gains 5 on that play. And 3rd and 5 Tigers on the North 13-yard line. 2:55 remaining here in the first half.
8 players have run the football tonight for the Tigers.
So Tigers getting everybody involved tonight. Wideouts on either side. 3rd and 5 from the 13-yard line. Voss at quarterback. And inside handoff to the 10-yard line. And that's
nice tackle.
That's Spaeth, and he drops the ball again at the 7-yard line. And it's North ball.
Yeah.
Spaeth lost it. Nice gain down to the 7, but then after gaining 6, he calls it up. And Oshkosh North recovers at their own 7-yard line, the Tigers' second lost fumble of this second quarter. And the Oshkosh North offense back on the field with 2.5 remaining before halftime, and Marshfield on top 38-0.
That was Braden Christie from Oshkosh North with the tackle.
And the North offense on the field at their own 7-yard line. Seth Harm stays in the ballgame at quarterback. In the pistol formation. Takes a low snap and hands off to Garland, straight ahead for a few yards. Stopped around the 9-yard line. Pulled down from behind, primarily on that play by Alex Weirman. Garland gains 2, 2nd and 8 North at their own 9-yard line. We've seen 2 quarterbacks for Oshkosh North tonight, Stephen Kempfer and Seth Harms. And both back next year. Kempfer a sophomore, Harms is a junior. Both come back next season. Van Dyke and Spanbauer both wide to the near side on 2nd and 8. Harms back to the pistol. Takes the snap, fades to pass, lobs near sideline, caught by Spanbauer at the 10, up the sideline to the 15, and run down by Hurdle around the 16-yard line. That play will gain about 7 yards on the pass play to Spanbauer.
If I'm not here to start the second half, Gene, you can look for me over there near the bridge on the Fox River. This is very good white bass time on the Fox River, and also some pretty good walleye fishing this time of year. So if I'm not back in the second half, pick me up over there on the Wisconsin Street Bridge.
We can handle that. That's a first down for Oshkosh North at their own 17-yard line. Harms gets a low snap, gives to Garland. Straight ahead across the 20 and pulled down by Schwanebeck Osterman on the 22-yard line. 5 yards on that run for Garland. 2nd and 5 North at their own 22. North in 6 ball games this year has scored 5 touchdowns. Their offense has been lacking. They've been shut out 3 times, including their last 2 ball games. 2nd and 5 North at their own 22. 1 receiver near side, 2 on the far side. Harms with a long count here. Takes the snap, throws to the far sideline for Thal, makes the catch at the 25-yard line, and then he takes a big hit by Hurdle at the 26 and dropped right there.
That'd be close to a first down.
About 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, they're going to say first down.
First down for Oshkosh North at their own 27. Final minute of the second quarter. Marshfield leads 38-0 here at Titan Stadium. So we'll open the second half with a run clock situation. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Harms again to pass the football. With time, throws to the near sideline and dropped by Spanbauer at the 42-yard line, incomplete. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 for North at their own 27-yard line.
But good pass coverage back there by Nolan Hurdle, who almost had the intercept on that ball after it bounced off Spanbauer.
Harms back to the huddle. Marshfield and Oshkosh North football tonight here at Titan Stadium in Oshkosh. Tigers need to win tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive. 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. Harms taking his time, now hands the ball to Garland straight ahead for a nice gain. And at the 30-yard line, spins away, then takes a big hit at the 30 and dropped right there. Pulled down around the 34, maybe the 35-yard line. Garland picks up 8 to the 35. And that play may end the first half, but now North quickly breaks the huddle, and they line up with 10 seconds remaining in the period. Harms takes the snap. Back to pass, has some time, starts to run to the far sideline, and then falls down. Falls down on the line of scrimmage, and that play will end the first half of football here at Titan Stadium in Oshkosh. Our coverage of Marshfield Tiger football tonight here on WDLB a service of Jim's Auto Repair in Marshfield, Security Health Plan, and Ag Country Farm Credit Services in Marshfield. Our halftime score here at Titan Stadium at UW Oshkosh, the Marshfield Tigers 38 and Oshkosh North nothing. We'll come back with our halftime program in just a moment.
When times are good in agriculture, everyone claims to be an ag bank. At Citizen State Bank of Loyal, we are an ag bank for all times, dedicated to the long-term financial success of our farmers. That commitment to agriculture has been our way of life for 105 years. Why we are involved in a number of farm organizations, why we have expanded our ag staff, and why we will be here for this generation and the future generations on your family's farm. Citizen State Bank of Loyal, Granton, Neillsville, Spencer, and Marshfield. We finance Wisconsin's agriculture.
The next time you need a plumber, call Shriners Plumbing and Heating of Marshfield. Shriners Plumbing has licensed plumbers, and they've been offering fast, dependable service to the Marshfield area for nearly 100 years. They do it all, from pump service and installation to water heaters, water softeners, sewer and drain cleaning. They have kitchen and bath fixtures too. Come see their showroom to give your home a bold new look with Kohler. When you need a plumber, don't settle for anything less. Call the best. Shriners Plumbing and Heating, 106 East 4th Street in Marshfield.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Brian Kaiser. Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 617 West Blodgett here in Marshfield. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing. Member SIPC.
A couple of weeks ago, I had an experience which every broadcaster dreads. I called a football game in which the uniforms, which were being worn by one of the teams, were almost completely invisible. They were a new generation of uniform which blended the numbers in such a way with the uniform itself, numbers almost totally unidentifiable, and it really provided me with a lot of warning bells. And with that, I reached out to Rogers Redding, who's going to join us now, the NCAA coordinator of officials, to talk about this, because this is an ongoing topic. I hear just recently that SMU wore a uniform that, while not the same, had some elements which were similar to what I saw a couple of weeks ago, and there's a lot of stuff murmuring around out there. Rogers, why don't I just start and just throw it open? What are you hearing regarding uniforms and some? Are we seeing some strange stuff this year?
We are definitely seeing some strange stuff, Bill. Good to be with you. It's a real problem, and what's going on, I think, is that the manufacturers are seeing some opportunities to have some new designs and to get some new equipment and uniforms in the hands of the universities. And the schools want to make a name for themselves, and so they want to show up with these new uniforms. And there's probably some identifying with certain causes, or they may want to wear these special uniforms as a fundraising thing and then auction the uniforms off the next week and stuff like that. So there's a lot of non-football related things associated with the uniforms and the uniform numbers and all that. So and it's got to be a real problem, as you suggest. I mean, there was a game there was a game first week of the season. I forget which school it was, doesn't matter. But these numbers there was a white uniform with white numbers. Now, there was a little dark trim around the numbers, and so if you were standing maybe 5 or 6 feet of a player, you could probably read the numbers. But now you got 10 or 20 yards, or certainly on TV. On TV, you couldn't tell anything from any distance at all, and so it's just got to be a real problem. And so the rules committee and the competition committee of the NCAA are concerned about this, and so nothing's going to happen really quick. But it has really gotten a lot of people's attention, and the fact that the TV people and the press in general are concerned about this is going to help resolve the problem, because there's an awful lot of marketing that goes into the TV games and all that sort of thing. So I'm very passionate about this. It's gotten to be a problem for the officials. It's got to be a problem for the visiting team. And for the home team, I don't see how coaches can grade their film. They grade film every day after every game to see how the players are performing and to analyze each player. And I don't see how they can identify the players on their own team when they have these kind of uniforms.
Well, it seems to me we have a clash of desires here. Coaches, of course, want to make it as difficult for an opposing team to determine who's in what slot as possible. Yeah. And also, if they're watching video, especially with HD video today, where you can isolate players and look at them, to make that as difficult as possible. But then, what about the statisticians? What about the PA announcers? What about the broadcasters? What about the fans who want to know who is actually doing what out there?
Of course. Well, and from where I sit also, what about the rules? I mean, are people not interested in playing by the rules anymore? I mean, the rules about contrasting numbers contrasting with the uniform itself. This is not a new thing. I mean, these rules have been in place for a long, long time. Now, we've tightened up the language in some cases. The rules hasn't. It's not as if the rules were new. I mean, this has been going on for a long time, and the institutions know, and the manufacturers know. Now, it's almost as if they don't care, But I mean, it's not as if this were a new rule, but it's become a new problem because as you suggest, there's so many institutions now are going with these colors that are strange in themselves, and that's a matter of taste. But the issue of the contrasting numbers, contrasting with the uniform itself, that is not a style issue or not a matter of taste. That is a matter of practicality and a matter of institutions needing to play by the rules.
Rogers, let's go inside a ball game. The officials come out on the field to officiate the game. I assume they're taking a look at both uniforms prior to the actual players taking the field, and I assume they have some type of approval process on site. In other words, not something that is really wrong. They are there to provide some accountability related to that. Can you take us through what the process is here and what officials can actually do related to this kind of problem on site?
Yeah, I can, Bill, and the rules are pretty specific about this with regard to what the sanctions are. I can give you some examples. 2 or 3 years ago, one of the institutions was doing a Wounded Warriors promotion one day, and they had uniforms that were camouflage color, and the numbers were also camouflage, but a very slightly darker shade of the camouflage coloring than the uniform itself. And the officials said, asked the coach, you need to change. It was a home team. You need to change these uniforms. We can't read the numbers. Now, they cooperated, went in and changed the uniform. It was okay. What the rule says is that if you have a situation where the officials on the field before the game determine that the uniforms are not in compliance with regard to the contrasting colors of the numbers, then they offer the team the opportunity to change, and if they don't change, then they charge them with a timeout for each quarter that they wear these uniforms. So in other words, let's say the first quarter they give an opportunity to change, they don't change, so they kick off. They start the quarter with charging them with a timeout. At the quarter break, you go back to the coach and say, Coach, can you change these uniforms? And if not, it's going to cost you another timeout. Now, they get 3 timeouts a half, so they spend 2 of them on these uniforms. And so it was felt that, and so the same thing would happen for the second half. And so this team that I was talking about that had the white on white, of the 6 timeouts available to them during the game, they spent 4 of them because of their uniforms. Well, that impacts, sometimes they need those timeouts, as they get long late in the half. It was felt that a yardage penalty didn't have any impact at all. So they give up 15 yards, what's a big deal? But it was felt like that if the timeouts were charged, then that was more expensive. And so in the case that I was talking about, the team, they happened to be the visiting team, and they couldn't, they didn't bring any more uniforms with them, so they couldn't change, and so it cost them 4 of their 6 timeouts during the game. That impacts strategy as you get into the latter part of a half. So that's the process. And one of the things that the committees are talking about is that this is something that ought to be dealt with before the officials on the field have to make this decision. I mean, the officials on the field don't want to have to mess with this stuff, and they shouldn't have to, because that's not a part of what they ought to have to be worried about. This is something that game management, that the institutions themselves should take care of ahead of time. And so, but anyway, that's what the process is now, and it has worked a time or two in terms of teams changing uniforms before the game starts. But many times, when it happens and there's not contrasting, and the officials go to them and say, here's what's going to take place, they spend 4 of their 6 timeouts on the uniform.
How does the official announce it? If I am in the stands and this penalty is actually ruled on by the officials, how will an official announce that to those who are in the stands?
The referee will announce at the beginning of the quarter, come on the microphone and announce that there's a charge timeout to whichever team because of the jerseys. And they won't say anything more than that. It's just a charge timeout to the team for not wearing compliant jerseys.
Let's talk about the adults in the room. For coaches, there are competitive pressures in play here. There is no question, and eventually, and I understand their point of view in the sense that, hey, my job, my ability to feed my family and my assistants and everybody with our program is tied into this thing. It's a serious matter. I do get that. But what about the adults in the room? Where does the eventual solution come from?
Well, I think it's going to have to come from the NCAA's governance structure. I mean, one of the little-known rules in the NCAA football rule book is that the member institutions, that is, the institutions that belong to the NCAA, agree to play by the rules, and there can be sanctions if they don't. Now, I don't know that it's ever happened, because there are plenty of things in the rule book for which there are no on-site penalties, no yardage penalties and that kind of thing. But this one, there's a timeout penalty. But I think the only way it's going to get fixed is for the NCAA's governance structure to get in on it, because otherwise it's the wild, wild west right now, and it's completely out of control.
NCAA official Rogers Redding speaking with Bill Hazen on uniform violations in college football. More of our halftime program following these messages.
It's a greater birthday.
Okay, your first board meeting as the new CEO. Yay.
Good luck. You're going to fail.
You've got this.
You couldn't just let it go, could you? Always the hero.
Hey, I'm security. I'd do the same for you.
Well, you wouldn't have to, since I worry about everything that would never happen to me.
Introducing the Cozy Heat Bayport gas fireplace from Sternweiss & Sons of Marshfield. The Cozy Heat Bayport impressive viewing area with Cozy Heat's most realistic logs and burner system yet. Choose from the 41 or 36 models, each offering unique glass and log versions. The Bayport combines a spectacular viewing area with comfort and efficiency. A perfect choice for the traditional or contemporary home design. The Cozy Heat Bayport, available at Sternweiss & Sons, 400 East Arnold, Marshfield.
Everyone deserves to feel good inside, and the experts at House of Heating know how to make you feel good inside your home with indoor comfort systems that are inside your budget. Get up to a $1,600 rebate on a qualified new Lennox system that will keep your comfort up and your utility bills down. Call House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or visit them on the web at houseofheating.com.
What a job of the Marshfield Tiger football team so far this evening. Tigers have the lead here at the halftime break, 38-0. Let's check the first half scoring plays for this contest. A service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. Marshfield Tigers scored 5 times in the first quarter on a 35-yard touchdown run by Brant Bowman 26 seconds into the ball game. A 3-yard run by Ryan Krieger, a 3-yard run by Isaiah Byrell, a 33-yard field goal by Mason Coffrin, and a 56-yard punt return by Brant Bowman. Marshfield led 31-0 after one quarter. Andy Gadel scored early in the second quarter on a 6-yard run. Mason Coffrin 5 of 5 on PAT tries, and the Tigers with a 38-0 lead here at the halftime break, and a very strong performance by Marshfield in that first half. I'm sure the numbers will bear that out. Let's check those halftime stats as well. A service of the people for whom numbers matter the most. Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman or Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice. And Dale, how about the number situation in that first half?
68 yards of total offense for Oshkosh North, 46 coming on the ground in 17 attempts. Harms, the quarterback, has 16 of those, and Garland, who's been carrying the ball most for the Oshkosh North team, has 23 yards. That's Alex Garland, and things 5 of 12 passing between two quarterbacks in the first half. 15 of those yards came from Alex Harms, who's completed 3 of 7 passes. Kempfer, who started the game, was intercepted once but completed 2 passes out of 4. Marshfield's side, you know, you'd think with the score as big as it is that you'd see some huge numbers offensively, and I guess 252 yards in the first half is quite a few in a high school football game. But remember, Marshfield has played on a short field where they had to go primarily about 40 yards or less for the scores that they had due to Oshkosh's inability to run the ball. Quickly here, 214 yards on the ground, leading ground gainers Brant Bowman with 60 and 5 carries, Andy Gadel with 60 and 5 carries, and we've got 8 other players: Spaeth, Byrol, Langmeyer, Pierce, Kubash, Pearson, Kubash, 20-some yards apiece. A lot of kids have got a chance to play. Only 3 passes caught, 3 of 9 for the Tigers. Meverton with 1 for 13, Bowman 1 for 7, and Gadel 1 for 18 in the first half, and 3 of 9 passing, and that was split up among 3 quarterbacks, Krieger, Voss, and Gadel in the first half. So Marshfield's playing a lot of kids tonight, which is good. They're going to keep some of the starters for Marshfield healthy going into some of the other games. I hate to say things like that because it kind of seems like, well, let's play our reserves so our good kids don't get hurt. That's a terrible thing for an ex-high school football coach to say. But it's great to see these younger kids get some varsity experience out here on a very beautiful football field here at Titan Field, Gene.
Yeah, they are getting a good experience, some good playing time tonight. That's always a pleasant thing for the reserves who work very hard during the course of the regular season, and now some of those reserve players get some playing time as well. We'll have a run clock situation to start the second half as Marshfield leads by 38 here at the halftime break. Oshkosh North will get the football to begin the second half of action here at Titan Stadium.
I tell you, you would think that hardly anybody would show up for games at a high school when you have this team has hardly even scored any points on the year and struggling, but they've got a nice following of the student body down here. Have been cheering and having some fun, and a nice pep band and good cheerleading and dance squad entertainment at half. So, the school is still spirited and behind their football team.
Certainly are. Good numbers from Oshkosh North here. Lots of Marshfield fans are here as well as Mason Coffrin kicks off to Eitefon Thau to get this second half underway. Mason kicking from right to left here at Titan Stadium. We're set to resume play. And the kick on the way. And to the near sideline, bouncing around, and goes out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So Oshkosh North may elect to put the ball in play at the 40, it looks, or 35 rather. It looks like that'll be their option. And the North offense comes on the field for their first possession of the second half.
And we'll try to get the names of some of these younger players. It looks like there's, start the half anyway, mostly starters, or quite a few starters out there for the Tigers to start this half of football on defense.
The junior Seth Harms back at a quarterback for Oshkosh North. Neither Harms nor the other quarterback, Kempfer, very big. Leifgren goes in motion. Harms takes the snap, gives to Garland, straight ahead, and about a yard, and then pushed back. Met at the line of scrimmage after a short gain. And that was John Howlett on the tackle at 36. 1 yard for Alex Garland.
And Bentley Osterman Schwanebeck on the bottom of the pile.
So 2nd and 9 now for the Oshkosh North Ball Club at their own 36-yard line. Van Dyke to the far side. Spanbauer near side. Leifgren the blocking back. And Garland the running back next to Harms here. Harms takes a low snap. His rush now starts to run himself across the 40-yard line, then gets hit right there and upended by Johnsrud at the 40. Harms looking rather tentative, avoiding a big hit by Johnsrud. Just kind of fell over Jared at the 40-yard line and gains 4. 3rd and 5 for Oshkosh North at their own 40-yard line. Ball's on the near hash mark in front of the Oshkosh North bench. You're listening to Marshfield Tiger football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and WDLBWOSQ.com. Tom Uthmeyer, our producer. With Dale Yukaitis, I'm Gene Delisio. Spanbauer in motion. Harms takes a low snap again. Throws to the far sideline. Caught by Spanbauer trying to get outside. And near the down marker, shoved out of bounds by Nolan Hurdle right at the first down marker. So depending upon that spot, he could have the first down. And it looks like he will. Pick up a 5 on that pass play to Spanbauer. And a first down for Oshkosh North at their own 45-yard line.
He has 3 catches now in the ball game for Oshkosh.
10-10 remaining. Third quarter. Tigers on top, 38-0. Harms in the pistol once again. Leifgren comes in motion. He's a blocking back. Low snap. Handoff to Garland. Straight ahead for a few yards. And Justin Stanek runs him down from behind at the 48-yard line. Garland gains 3 on the play. Oshkosh North has not advanced the ball past the 50-yard line yet tonight. So they're encroaching upon new ground here. 2nd and 7 for North at their own 48-yard line. Brendan Crumry coming wide of the near side with Spanbauer. Harms sets himself. Takes the snap, throws to the far sideline, and caught and dropped by Van Dyke. A big hit on that play by Gust. As Van Dyke received possession, he was hit by Gust and Van Dyke to his knees on the far sideline. And that will stop play.
Harms looks more like a fullback out there playing quarterback. Oh, we've got another player down.
That's Van Dyke.
That's Van Dyke. Yeah. We did see 2 players from Oshkosh carried off the field on stretchers. Ambulance type stretchers. The rolling stretchers here at halftime from Oshkosh. So things are going from bad to worse here. The young man is lying right in front of the Marshfield bench.
Yeah, you mentioned the Harms and his physique, 5'11", yeah, 205.
205. I was looking at him before, and I thought, God, it's a stocky-looking kid. And well, you know, you're putting the young man back there. That's only a sophomore, and he has carried the ball several times tonight. He's carried the ball 5 times. Physical, not the speediest of kid, that's for sure.
The injured North man is Van Dyke, the wide receiver. Trevor Van Dyke, and now he's up and walking off the field from across the field with some help from some coaching staff members.
Trevor Van Dyke going 6'1", 135 pounds. He's a junior.
Had 1 catch for 8 yards coming into this ball game. 3rd and 7 now for Oshkosh North at their own 48-yard line. Of course, Oshkosh North known for their outstanding basketball program. Featuring Tyrese Halliburton, their fine 6'6" guard, who announced last week he'd play his college ball at Iowa State.
Well, they've had some good football teams over here as well. Right now, they're in a very down period, and they're going to have to struggle to try to rebuild.
3rd and 7 for North at their own 48. Harms back at the pistol. Takes a low snap. Runs himself and gets hit at the line, spins away, and falls forward to the 50.
Tough run.
Yep.
Ran through about 3 Tigers that time in the backfield. I think they thought they had him wrapped up and maybe gave up a little bit on the tackle, and Harms spun away and picks up 5.
Johnsrud and Ott on the tackle. Ball's right on the 50-yard line now. First time in this ball game North has gone that far. It's 4th and 5 for North at the 50. Looks like the Spartans will go for it. Tigers still have a number of starters in the ball game defensively, but some reserves in there as well. Caleb Specht now playing on the corner to the near side. 4th and 5 for North at the 50-yard line. Harms in the pistol. Spanbauer comes in motion. Low snap. Harms wants the ball. Lobs it to the near sideline. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Johnsrud up the near sideline, the 40, 35, 30 to the 25. Cuts back to the 20 and pulled down inside the 20-yard line.
Yep.
Jared Johnsrud on the pass interception. The second by Marshfield tonight. John Reichel had one earlier. And now Marshfield has the ball back in scoring range once again. They'll put the ball in play at the Oshkosh North 19, maybe the 18-yard line. So once again, the Tigers have the ball inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport in Marshfield.
Not sure what happened on that pass, but Harms, the ball was tipped, but the ball just went out of his hand and just fluttered behind the defensive line.
Here's a high snap. Ball rolls back to the 30-yard line. Kicked by Krieger. He tries to fall on it, but it's picked up by North back at the 38-yard line. And the Tigers suffer their 3rd turnover of the ball game. A bad snap over Krieger's head, and he couldn't fall on it. Grabbed by an Oshkosh North ball player. I believe that was Da Vinci Yang, the kicker, who's in there on defense, and he falls on the football at the Oshkosh North 38-yard line. So North gets the ball right back on their own 38. And the Tiger offensive starters back on the bench after one missed snap.
I think they're probably going to stay there after that. You go out there and you say, geez, we're ahead 38-0. What are we even doing out here?
1st and 10 North at their own 38. Harms at quarterback. Takes the snap. Fakes a pass, starts to run, throws deep along the far sideline for Spanbauer and overthrows him incomplete. Spanbauer was behind a Marshfield defender at the 25-yard line, but Harms pass a bit too far and Spanbauer couldn't reach it.
Yeah, Harms aired that one out. The previous pass that he threw fluttered after about a 7-yard. I don't know what happened, if it slipped out of his hand or was hit. This one was thrown close to 45 yards in the air, maybe 50. Showed a good arm on that play.
Yeah, nicely thrown ball by the junior, Seth Harms. 2nd and 10 for Oshkosh North at their own 38-yard line. Clock is moving. We do have a run clock situation, and we're halfway through the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 to the near side on 2nd and 10 from the 38. And some offensive line movement. The left tackle jumps the count early. Very few penalties tonight. That'll cost Oshkosh North 5 yards. Tiger football tonight, a service of Filker Brothers Corporation of Marshfield, manufacturers of stainless steel products, and they support all youth sports and activities. Participation in high school sports builds character and teamwork, and Filker Brothers of Marshfield supports the youth of central Wisconsin. 2nd and 15 for North at their own 33-yard line. Spanbauer wide far side. Crumry on the near side. Harms sets down the line. Takes a high snap, goes past him, rolls inside the 15-yard line. He falls on it back around the 11. And so Oshkosh North gets the bad snap. And their quarterback does recover, but back near the 10-yard line. Officials now conferring on something. Ball is spotted on the 10. And not sure what the officials are calling here, but the ball is laying on the 10-yard line.
Official on the far sideline is conferring with the Marshfield coaches, and he's the one that came in blowing his whistle. Didn't see any kind of a flag. Now a penalty being marched off against half the distance to Oshkosh North.
Well, it's a loss of 23 on the bad snap, plus a penalty of some sort. And the ball's back at the 5-yard line. North ball on their own 5. They have to get to the 48 for a first down. So this is 2nd, or should be 3rd down, I would guess. 3rd and 43 for North at their own 5-yard line. 3rd and 43 from the 5. Each team now with a bad snap here in the third quarter. Harms in the pistol from the goal line. And before the play is started, the officials step in once again.
Football lying on the field in the end zone.
Yeah, somebody was punting apparently and let that ball loose. Now we'll resume play. 3rd and 43 from the 5. Harms drops the snap, and the ball's loose at the 1 yard line. There's a Marshfield man right there, but he couldn't grab it. Picked up instead by Garland back at the 1 yard line. A Marshfield man came in quickly trying to snare that football. I believe that was Bryce Tolpin, but just could not get there in time. So the ball's back at the 1 yard line. And the down marker says 3rd down, although you would think it's 4th down, but down marker says 3rd down. 3rd and 47 for North at their own 1 yard line. Harms in the pistol, runs it himself straight ahead for a couple of yards. And 4th down now, 4th and 46 at the 2 yard line. I know, Dale, you used to specialize in these 4th and 46 plays.
Yep, so I did.
You'd have a couple of plays up your sleeve on this situation.
Oh, we had them up my sleeve all right. Had a few other places too. Unfortunately, it was the plays that I called before that got me in the 3rd or 4th and 48 or whatever. That was the problem.
Isaac Meverton receiving the punt at the 30 yard line. Bristol Belter averaging 26 yards per punt will kick from the back line of the end zone.
Yeah, he's not averaging that tonight. He's around 20 yards tonight.
High snap. Belter goes back, drops it out of the end zone. Got a high snap, got a hand on it, but it went off his fingertips over the back line. That's a safety. And Marshfield scores again. Bad snap on the punt, and the Tigers score. They are awarded 2 points on the safety. So now 2:04 remaining in the third quarter. And Marshfield on top, 40-0. So things go from bad to worse for Oshkosh North.
Gene, I'm just at a loss for words. I'm looking at some of the pink cloud formations and stuff, the beautiful that are going over here right now. It's one of the highlights of what's happening here. I mean, obviously the Tigers have prepared. They're playing very well. They're doing what they need to do in this ball game, and I'm certainly not going to short them on the effort that they've put out here tonight. But this may be one of the biggest mismatches that I've seen. You know, you and I were talking when this Fox Valley Association or the VFA started. We saw some teams come over from the Fox Valley that were really bad, but this might be moving to the top of the list.
Da Vinci Young with a kick from a tee rather than the punt from the 20-yard line. Bowman and Ott back deep for Marshfield at the Tiger 30. Here's the kick. Near side to Ott at the 26-yard line. To the 30, 35, far sideline 40 to midfield. Runs into his own man and upended at the 47-yard line of Oshkosh North. Just think, these guys played Nina and Fond du Lac back-to-back last 2 weeks.
Like I said, I just don't know what to say. I mean, what do you say as a coach to young men that you're coaching in a situation like this? It's got to be extremely tough. You try to stay as positive as you can and try to look for the little things that you can find out there that kids have done well. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm belittling this team because they are not very good as a football team, because it's still high school kids out there playing in competitive sport. They're trying their best, but it's a terrible mismatch tonight.
1st and 10 Tigers at the North 46. Joey Gadel at quarterback. On first down, he wants to pass. Rolling near side, throws on the run to Andy Gadel, and the ball knocked away at the 40-yard line, incomplete. Nice play by Brewster again. He's been their best man on the field tonight. Ray Brewer cutting in front of Andy Gadel, who's in the ball game for at least that one play. Knocked the ball down on the 40-yard line, incomplete. Clock is running, 40 seconds remaining in the period. 2nd and 10, Marshfield at the North 46-yard line. Coffin on the far side. Bowman has a wing. Gadel has a wing as well. Andy goes in motion. Gets the handoff, heads for the far sideline, cuts back into the 40-yard line. A lot of room on the near side, 40 to the 30-yard line, to the 25, disarm a man, and cut down at the 18-yard line. Andy Gato runs down to the 18. He'll pick up 28 on that play. And a Tiger first down inside the Rail red zone once again. Remember, visit rail.jobs and join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red from Rail Transport in Marshfield. That play ends the third quarter here at Titan Stadium in Oshkosh. Our score after 3 periods, the Marshfield Tigers 40, Oshkosh North nothing. Back with the fourth quarter in just a moment.
Business insurance. If you own a business, you need coverage. Talk to the experts at Schwartz Insurance. Over 90 years experience and 3 generations of family ownership. Let Schwartz manage your business insurance program. Schwartz Insurance. Be sure. Check out Schwartz at BeSureOnline.com. That's BeSureOnline.com. Or call 387-1130. Schwartz Insurance. Be sure.
Here's another tooth truth from Dental Clinic of Marshfield.
To fight tooth decay, seal it out. Regular brushing, flossing, and cleanings are the foundation of good dental health. But you also have another tool to protect your smile: dental sealants. Dental sealants offer great protection from cavities for children, teens, and adults.
Dental Clinic of Marshfield. Dental care for life. Schedule an appointment today at any of their 3 offices in Marshfield, Stratford, or Neilsville. Learn more at dentalclinicofmarshfield.com.
Convincing job of the Marshfield Tigers tonight. They lead 40-0 as we start the fourth quarter. Tiger football on the Oshkosh North 18, 1st and 10. Joey Gadel on a pitch play near side to Kubosh with some room. Cuts outside to the 15-yard line, breaks a tackle, and out of bounds around the 14-yard line. Eric Kubosh getting some playing time tonight. Picks up 4 yards on that run. Run clock situation. Marshfield up by more than 35. They lead by 40 here early in the fourth quarter.
Kubosh now with a 10-yard per carry average. He's carried it 3 times for 30 yards in tonight's ball game.
Good job by Eric as a reserve tonight. 2nd and 5 Tigers at the Oshkosh North 14-yard line. Kubosh and Tyler Spaeth are the wings. Will Voss back into play quarterback on 2nd and 5. Will takes the snap to the far side, stops, throws on the run in the end zone, and overthrows Coffrin. Incomplete. Incomplete pass. And a 3rd and 5 for the Tigers at the Oshkosh North 14-yard line. Tigers in Schofield to play DC Everest next Friday night. Game time 7 p.m. Our broadcast 6:30 next Friday evening right here on WDLB. Big game as well as the Tigers attempt to snare a playoff spot in Division II. Joey Gadel back into play quarterback. Isaiah Byrell the fullback. 2 receivers near side, 2 on the far side on 3rd and 5 from the 13-yard line. Gadel to throw the football, starts to run now straight ahead, spins away from tacklers at the 10-yard line and finding his way to about the 9. He is going to be about a yard shy of the first down, I believe. Joey Gadel on the run, who wears number 97, rather unusual number for a quarterback. He runs for 4, and the Tigers have a 4th down now, 4th and 1 for Marshfield at the Oshkosh North 9-yard line. Will Voss back into quarterback, Byrell the fullback. See if Isaiah gets the ball here. Quick equipment fix for one of the North defensive linemen. Now we'll resume play. 4th and 1 Tigers at the North 9-yard line. Kubosh in motion, gets the handoff, and sneaks to the right side and didn't get very far. He may not have it. Kubosh may not get that first down. Looks like he did not.
Yeah, he's a yard short.
Stop short. No gain on the play. And Oshkosh North takes over on downs at their own 9-yard line. Marshfield leading 40-0 with 9:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Oshkosh North film crew next to us, very enthused about that last stand. They're fired up. North offense back on the field. We saw Kempfer play quarterback in the first quarter, Harms ever since. And now we may have a third quarterback in there. It looks like we do.
Uh-oh.
1st and 10 from the 9-yard line. And no place to go. He fumbles the football.
He dropped the ball on the ground.
And a young man out there with an odd number, a number that's not in the program, and he lost the ball. Marshfield recovers. And Marshfield takes over on the 8-yard line.
Caught the snap, turned to his left. The running back went to his right. Quarterback just dropped the ball on the ground, kind of like a hot potato, and says, I don't want this. Wow.
So the Marshfield offense returns. And 1st and goal, Tigers at the north 9-yard line. 8:10 remaining. Tigers lead 40-0. Joey Giedel at quarterback once again. Double wing formation. Kubosh in motion. Gets the carry.
Ooh.
Spun down in the backfield. He'll lose a yard.
Nice play.
No place to go for Kubosh. Hit in the backfield by Dakota Van Revenstein. And Kubosh loses one on that play. 2nd and goal, Tigers at the north 10-yard line. Caden Pierce at fullback. Voss at quarterback. Kubosh and Spaeth, the wings. Swanson and Brademan, the wide receivers. Here's a pitch play near side to Caden Pierce to the 10-yard line. Fights his way down to the 8. Pierce gains 2. 3rd and goal, Tigers from the north 8-yard line.
And that's that Adapon Thau with the tackle. He's been playing some good football tonight for Oshkosh, receiving the ball and playing some good defense.
Checking the numbers, Oshkosh North has not advanced the ball tonight past the 50. They got the ball to the 50-yard line on one position. That's as far as they've gone. Now here's a pitch play to Spaeth. He'll toss it out to Caden Pierce, and Pierce in the end zone for the touchdown. Joey Giedel tossing to Caden Pierce for the touchdown pass, and Marshfield leads 46-0.
Pierce taking a fake, slipping out from his tailback position out in the flats. Nobody out there to cover him. Good blocking downfield also by a receiver in the end zone. Unfortunately, I didn't catch his number.
Caden Pierce on the touchdown catch. Joey Giedel's first touchdown toss of his career. Caden Pierce's 3rd catch this year, his 2nd for a touchdown. He also scored against Oshkosh West on a touchdown pass. 3-play, 9-yard scoring drive. And the PAT try by Coffrin is on the way, and this kick is up and good. And Marshfield scores once again with 6:51 remaining in the 4th quarter. Our score is Marshfield 47 and Oshkosh North nothing. We'll come back with more football from Titan Stadium following this message.
Let's play complete the name game. When I say River Edge, you say... That's right.
Here,
but River Edge Golf Course isn't just your fun spot for golf. You should also think of them the next time you need a place to eat on Friday night. The River Edge Friday Night Buffet is simply fabulous. Check out the weekly menu at riveredgegolfcourse.com. They'd also like to host your wedding or next special event. Call Banquet Manager Jill Holm for available dates. River Edge Golf Course and Banquet, 715-676-3900.
So the Marshfield Tigers now lead it 47-0 as we approach the halfway mark of the 4th quarter here at Titan Stadium. Tigers to kick off once again. Mason Coffrin kicking away for Marshfield. Here's a long kick, and foul back at the 5-yard line. To the 10, the 15, coming near side, across the 20, and he has a seam across the 30, takes a hard hit on the 35. Coffrin comes down the field and makes the tackle with help from Gust at the 35-yard line. Hey, NFL football coming up on Sunday here on WDLB. Pittsburgh and Baltimore. That broadcast 11:30 Sunday morning right here on AM 1450 WDLB. Oshkosh North football at their own 35 with 6:15 left in the 4th quarter, and Marshfield leading 47-0. Harms back at quarterback. takes a low snap, drops the ball, gets hit and taken down back at the 28-yard line. Knocked down back at the 28-yard line by Bryce Tolpin. Ball's back at the 28, a loss of 7. That was Kempfer, the starting quarterback, back in the ballgame. Kempfer loses 7. He changed, put number 12 in for number 2. 2nd and 17 for North at their own 28. So Kempfer, the sophomore, back in there, in the pistol. Hands off to Garland. He gets into the line and pushed back after a short gain. The cleanup man on that play was Alex Weirman. I'm not sure it was Alex made the first hit, but Weirman gets the tackle. And no gain on that play. 3rd and 17 for Oshkosh North at their own 28-yard line.
Tyler Wine out there in the football game for the Tigers. Let's see. Dylan Krug out there playing in the defensive front.
Kempfer at quarterback on 3rd down, takes the snap, knows the other quarterback, throws to the far sideline, a deep throw down the field, and it's knocked away incomplete. Knocked down by Caleb Specht. That's the 3rd quarterback who does not have a name in the program. The 3rd quarterback on that play. That might, well, I'm not sure who that is. Now that might be Christoph Long, who's the other quarterback on the roster. And whomever it was, he threw the ball up in the air along the sideline, incomplete. So 4th and 17 for North at their own 28-yard line. And North will go for it. 4th and 17 from their own 28. Low snap, quarterback back to pass, steps up and throws along the far sideline and up the seam. Nobody there, incomplete. Looked like that ball was going towards Lucas Cleveland, but the ball well over his head, incomplete. So 3 and out for Oshkosh North. Marshfield takes over on downs at the North 28-yard line, leading 47-0 with 3:50 remaining in regulation time. By the way, after this game, it's Oshkosh Lords and Cambria Friesland is the second game tonight.
Where's Cambria Friesland, do you know? I'm sure in your many travels that you've been there.
South of here, kind of like the Fond du Lac general area, down that way somewhere. Before play resumes, we have a timeout on the field, charge to North. Oshkosh North takes its first timeout of the second half. 3.5 remaining in regulation. Our score is Marshfield 47 and Oshkosh North nothing. Let's check some sports events taking place around central Wisconsin on Saturday. There is one high school football game locally on Saturday up at Tom Field in Wausau. Wausau East and Antigo square off in a non-conference game tomorrow at 1 p.m. Also, the Newman football team will play an 8-man game at Green Bay NEW Lutheran tomorrow at 1 p.m. On the college football schedule, UW Stevens Point faces La Crosse at Gerke Field in Stevens Point tomorrow. Game time is 6 p.m. Boy, some great news for Edgar's Blake Lehman playing for Stevens Point, nominated for a prestigious academic award from the National Football Foundation this week. Again, that's 6 o'clock tomorrow at Gerke Field in Stevens Point. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Oshkosh North 28-yard line. Will Voss back at quarterback. Gets the snap, lobs it near side to Caden Pierce, up the sideline to the 20-yard line, breaks a tackle at the 15, and run down from behind at the 15-yard line. Quick pass play to Caden Pierce, gains 13 yards. A Tiger first down at the North 15-yard line. Caden just caught a touchdown pass a few moments ago. Makes another catch on that play. 1st and 10 Tigers, the North 15, 3 minutes to play. Tigers lead 47-0. Joey Gadel back at quarterback. Rolls to the far side on the option. He'll keep it himself to the 15, the 10, the 5, near the goal line and cut down. I do not believe he got in. Yes, they did. He did get in. Got that football across the pylon for the touchdown. Joey Gadel goes 15 yards for the score. 2-play, 28-yard scoring drive, and Marshfield leads 53-0. Joey Gadel on the touchdown run for Marshfield. So Joey has a touchdown pass and a touchdown run in this one tonight. Marshfield extends its lead once again. Mason Coffrin to attempt to kick the PAT. He's been perfect tonight. Ball is down. Kick is up. And it is up and it is through. So Coffrin kicks one through once again. Mason 7 of 7 on PAT kicks in this ball game. 2:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. Our score now, Marshfield 54 and Oshkosh North nothing. We'll come back to Titan Stadium in just a moment.
The cozy warmth after coming in from a chilly, pink-cheeked morning walk. The perfect man cave temperature to kick back and watch the big game. When the weather turns cold, a new Rheem heating system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Feel the warmth this winter with a new home heating system installed by the local pros at Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling. Call Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling today or see them in Marshfield at 1209 West Veterans Parkway.
Marshfield football team up by 54 with 2:45 to play. And Mason Coffrin kicking off once again. Mason will have to go back home and ice up his leg there. He's been doing lots of kicking tonight. Atapon Thau back deep for Oshkosh North at the 10-yard line. Kick is away. And ball goes past Thau to the goal line for a touchback. North football on their own 20. Clock still rolling. 2:35 left. Marshfield on top 54-0 here at Titan Stadium. All Marshfield tonight.
On to the Evil Empire next week. DC Everest at Everest.
Yep.
Now they have a new coach this year. Started off not too well. I don't know what they've done in recent weeks.
Well, they're tied with Marshfield in the conference. They're both 2-3 in the conference.
Okay,
so
all right.
Big game for playoff position next week. 1st and 10 North at the 20-yard line. Handoff in the backfield to a man who gets plastered. I'm not sure that was Garland still in there. No, it was not. That was Keyshawn Torrance. Hit behind the line and dropped. Back at about the 18-yard line. He'll lose 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 for North at their own 18-yard line. Marshfield with a solid win tonight. We believe this is Christoph Long at quarterback for North. Takes the snap and looks to throw to the far sideline. Caught at the 25-yard line, and the ball carrier drop right there. That's Lucas Cleveland on the catch. On a quick out of the 25, dropped immediately by a Tiger defensive back. But a pickup of 7 on the play. 3rd and 5 for North at their own 25-yard line. I'll have a full recap on the stats and scoring plays during our post-game report, so please stay with us for that. 3rd and 5 North at their own 25. Long from the pistol, looks to throw to the near sideline. Caught by Spanbauer at the 30-yard line, and then reverses his field and forced out of bounds at the 28. The pass play gains 3. Leaves a 4th and about 2 at their own 28-yard line. Clock still moving with 35 seconds remaining.
Tackle on that last play by Alex Wehrman for the Tigers.
Made a few tackles for Marshfield tonight. Under 30 seconds to play. This could be the final play of the ball game. 4th and 2 for North at their own 28. Long runs the ball himself, has no place to go, and it's cut down at the 29. He'll gain 1, but I think he's still shy of the first down marker. And Marshfield does take over on downs. Dylan Krug on that stop. And the clock will wind down before Marshfield's offense gets back on the field, and a convincing win for the Marshfield Tigers in this one tonight. Well, the best way to celebrate this impressive Tiger victory is by stopping by Gross Auto in Marshfield and checking out our car of the game, the 2017 Buick Envision Essence front-wheel drive. The 6-speed automatic 4-cylinder front-wheel drive Envision gets 29 miles per gallon on the highway, 22 in the city. Equipped with a premium audio system, and heated leather front driver and passenger seats. You can save more than $5,000 on this new Buick Envision right now. See it at grossauto.com or on the lot tomorrow. Gross Buick on North Central Avenue in Marshfield. Again, our final score this evening, the Marshfield Tigers 54 and Oshkosh North nothing. We'll come back with a full recap on our postgame report in just a moment.
The Baltus Company has been a proud part of the Marshfield community for 90 years. Baltus wants to give back to the community and has designated School Pride Pumps at its store on Central Avenue next to Walgreens. Gas up at the Tigers or Columbus Don's Pride Pumps, and the Baltus Company will donate 2 cents per gallon to the Marshfield School District or Columbus Catholic Schools. A great way to help the school systems and the students in the Marshfield area. Gas up today at either the Columbus Don's or Tigers Pride Pump, and you'll be making a difference.
You always get more at Baltus.
An excellent team is built from the ground up. It starts with a solid foundation, support among its members, and the development of a winning tradition. If you're planning to build or remodel, think of the tradition offered at Trudeau Construction of Marshfield. They handle everything from new homes to additions, remodeling projects, kitchens and baths, cabinets, wood floors, decks, and gazebos. Have a project in mind? Plan it from the ground up by dialing 387-2239 for Trudeau Construction, Marshfield.
Ag Country Farm Credit Services has been serving agriculture and rural communities for nearly 100 years. They offer a wide array of financial products, such as loans and leases for farm operations and real estate financing, rural home loans, crop insurance, tax preparation, and much more. Contact your Marshfield Ag Country Farm Credit Services office in front of the mall on Central Avenue today. Equal opportunity lender and provider.
Big win for the Marshfield Tigers tonight as they defeat Oshkosh North 54-0 in this VFA contest. Marshfield maintains his playoff hopes. The Tigers now with a 4-3 overall record, 3-3 in the Valley Football Association's West Division. If the Tigers win their next 2 against DC Everest and Wausau West, they will be in the playoffs. If they split those 2 games, they will be playoff eligible and could make the playoffs or perhaps could not, depending upon the size of the playoff field. But Tigers maintain their hopes for playoff action with this solid win this evening. Let's take a look at the scoring plays in this ball game, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. Marshfield Tigers scored 5 times in the first quarter. Took the opening kickoff and scored in 26 seconds on a 35-yard touchdown run by Brant Bowman. Later scored in the first quarter on a 3-yard run by Ryan Krieger, a 3-yard run by Isaiah Byrell, a 33-yard field goal by Mason Coffrin, and a 56-yard punt return by Brant Bowman. Mason Coffrin kicked PATs after all 4 of those touchdowns, and Marshfield led 31-0 after 1 quarter. Tigers also scored early in the second quarter on a 6-yard touchdown run by Andy Gadel. Again, Coffrin kicked the PAT, and Marshfield led at halftime 38-0. Only 1 score in the third quarter. That occurred when there was a bad snap on an Oshkosh North punt attempt from the 1-yard line, and the ball went through the hands of the Oshkosh North punter and out of the end safety to give Marshfield a 40-0 lead after 3 quarters. Marshfield then scored 2 more touchdowns in the fourth quarter on an 8-yard pass play from Joey Gadel to Caden Pierce, and Joey Gadel's 15-yard touchdown run. Again, Mason Coffrin kicked PATs after each kick, and that gave Marshfield a 54-0 lead, and that maintained through the end of the ball game, and that's our final score tonight. Marshfield on top this evening, 54-0 in a solid win for the Tigers here at Titan Stadium. Once again, our post-game scoring recap, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. And we'll come back and check the final stats on this ball game with Dale Yukaitis in just a moment.
A tip from RE/MAX American Dream Realty in Marshfield.
Staging can make an enormous difference when trying to sell your home, but that doesn't mean that you have to spend money on professional home stagers. Instead, follow these tips from the experts on the best way to style your home to sell. Sight. Use a flattering light to brighten your home. Smell. Create a pleasant scent throughout the house, either with candles or diffusers. Touch. touch. Add textures throughout the home, which can entice people to your home.
This tip from Remax American Dream Realty in Marshfield.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local Dish-authorized retailer, Selk Electronics, with folks right here in your neighborhood to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels for your home or your business. Dish and Selk Electronics have it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Believe it. Call Selk Electronics at 715-683-2558 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions, whatever they may be. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
The Marshfield Tiger Booster Club salutes former Tiger baseball standouts Dalton Varsho and Trevor Schwecke for their fine seasons at UW Milwaukee.